I keep telling people that I have been around this country maybe 4 or 5 times. It's curious that district or a town I have not visited. And people always say, you remember this picture? And say, I remember this picture. And she's a big girl. No, I remember this. So here we're going to recreate the picture.
Yes.
Yes? What's your name?
Kejane.
Kejane. And we took a picture how many years ago? 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
And now you're about to leave primary school.
Yeah.
Oh, they all want to be in the picture?
Yeah. Okay. Hello guys, welcome back again to another banger. Green is live. Shower. We move ahead. Thank God guys, I have some green dresses. At least I'll be using them to shine. Because everywhere need to be green. Anyway guys, we are going to come back to that housing banger. But for now, there's a comment I really want to I want to answer this person. I want to answer this comment through my own understanding and say something little, and then we move with our video of the day where a Jamaican woman is crying. Hey, how she lost a lot of her business, 5 businesses during the PNP. And she promised herself that if the PNP comes to power, she's going to leave Jamaica and go back to Babylon, the diaspora. So anyway, guys, before anything, I want us to read this comment because I really want to explain something to this person. The person said he's talking about our one and only Mr. Holiness of Jamaica. In fact, he's talking about the JLP. He's trying to change the narrative that the JLP are the ones who destroy Jamaica because the Prime Minister is incompetent. Anyway, let us read it. So this is what the comment said. He said, he's the most incompetent Prime Minister ever. Homeless, elderly, starving in the street. People dying in the hospital because they don't have money to save themselves from simple sicknesses. He is a disgrace to the Jamaican people. So the only people supporting him, ATM, is the rich and the ones he has in his FN pocket. Shameless, disgraceful person. Hey guys, this can comment, you know, they shake. It's not shaking anybody because in life, you must have enemies. Now, this is the way I want to explain this thing to him in this comment. He said that in Jamaica, that he's so incompetent. If Jamaican Prime Minister is so incompetent that he cannot even do anything, because you know the meaning of being incompetent, that means you are not even qualified to be that. Now, upon him, like, you know, if you believe that he is so incompetent, how comes CARICOM is like giving this guy, they can still select another Caribbean country, because yes, it goes round, but at the same time, if they know that, okay, this Prime Minister is so incompetent, we don't want to give him the chairman of CARICOM. Why should we give it to him? To somebody that is so incompetent, that cannot even handle his own country, one island, Jamaica. If he is not able to handle Jamaica, how on earth is it that this state that gather themselves and are now CARICOM, how are they going to elect an incompetent person to be their chairman? I'm just asking a question. If you want to tell us that the Prime Minister of your country, Jamaica, is not my country, but yes, I love Jamaica, but if you want to tell me that the president of your country is incompetent to handle one country, Jamaica, so how is he going to be competent to handle the whole Caribbean, the CARICOM, like to be the chairman of the CARICOM? Now Jamaica is even going to be the center of CARICOM now. How is this Prime Minister selected to start this journey in July? So how is he now competent to handle all these issues Anyway, it's a question. If you are watching me, you that drop this comment, please kindly also keep your answer. And then there's something he said. He said that a lot of people are dying homeless, that there are a lot of homeless people. You understand? Okay, there are a lot of homeless people. For how long has it been that there are a lot of homeless people dying on the street? Don't you see, even in Canada, even in America, in Europe, every country in this world have homeless people. It is the hard reality. It's not only in Jamaica that there are homeless people. In fact, the whole world, in each country, no matter how rich that country is, they have homeless people. But let's put it this way. Okay, you are complaining that a lot of people are dying in the hospital, a lot of people are homeless. When did your prime minister started this? He started 9 years ago. Now he's trying to give homes. He's trying to give shelter to a lot of people that don't have shelter. Before I even finish this thing, before I finish with this comment, I want you guys to watch this video of a woman and her kids, the state of their living, and now that the prime minister has given them a home. You cannot finish problem in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It takes a lot of time for those problems to generate. So it's going to take a lot of time to also tackle those problems. Let's watch this video, guys, and then we'll come back and let me finish explaining these comments to you. If you have not liked the video, please kindly like my video. If you want to share so that at least some people will see and understand that somebody from outside is trying to understand. You understand? So share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's watch this 2-minute video, and then we'll come.
I'm Shirley Bennett. This is where I lived for many years. Tried to get some help but did not. My 2 daughters and I live here. Well, we have a hard time here. Rainfall, get wet and all these things, and I'm glad for my MP, it's Michelle Charles. She introduced me to the social housing. So I did it and I get through, and I'm grateful and I'm so thankful for it. Only one bed could hold in here, so you see a little chest of drawer that in the mash up now. Because the rain and when rain fall and it's wet and everything just mash up. Challenging. Because when rain fall, if you have to shuffle up and a set pan, you know, sometimes we get wet up and all them things there. So it was really challenging.
Welcome to my new home!
Alright, I'm feeling elated getting this new house, knowing that when it's rain, and I have to draw up again, and I'm very grateful for my Prime Minister and my MP for making this possible for me. It's a good program, very good program to help poor people a lot, help who cannot afford to make a house, get something for themselves. Excited that my 2 daughters can have their own space and knowing that they can be more comfortable. I would like for all who say bad things about this program to come on board, because this is a good program and all who don't have a home for themselves can get something for themselves through this program. And I'm telling my Prime Minister, many thanks. Much thanks for whatever he's doing, and keep up the good work, and driver don't stop at all, and just keep them talking, my Prime Minister. Beautiful bathroom. How far me I come from, but look at me now, look at me now, look at me.
So that video already answered the one he said he's incompetent because a lot of homeless people are dying and people in the hospital. If the past government that has ruled for 18 years, according to what I have heard, the PNP, if they have tackled the problem of, like they have tackled housing problem, the housing problem will not be the problem of the JLP right now. If they have tackled the problem of maybe health insurance, taking care of people that are sick and paying the bills, if they have settled that problem during the regime of the PNP, which they have served for 18 or over 18 years, if they have dealt with that issue, you will not be blaming the JLP for that. So now the JLP entered power and they are trying their possible best to see that they do things the right way. Now you are complaining and bringing problems that has been there for ages. And you're saying, oh, they didn't do this. Oh, people are dying in the hospital. Oh, he is a disgrace to Jamaica. How is it that me, as an outsider, I'm not seeing that disgrace that is disgracing Jamaica? Are you trying to tell us for him being selected now, the chairman of the CARICON, is it a disgrace for Jamaica or something good for Jamaica? I see there's a video I saw how the airport in Montego Bay is being expanded. Do you know what is that for Jamaica? How many million is being spent to expand that airport? And if the airport is being expanded, we're going to watch that video. I didn't even plan to do it, but maybe, who knows, maybe I will look into the video. Do you know what is going to be if he is a disgrace? All this development will not be happening in your country. You understand? So I think you should have some respect instead of you saying that he's a disgrace to Jamaica. What do I want to say again? He said that the only people that support him is the ATM, the rich. Are you trying to tell me the whole people I saw on the street of Jamaica, going like even the poor people I see this guy around with, are you trying to say that it's only the rich people that are supporting this guy in Jamaica? No. The poor people are supporting him because he is for the poor. I see him in the neighborhood of the poor. I see him in the homes of the poor. I see him visit the businesses of the poor. Little businesses, supporting them in their little way. I see him supporting the poor to give them homes. I have seen him supporting a poor boy, buying laptop for him. So you cannot say that it's only the rich people that support him. No, that is a lie. That is a fallacy. Because I know that there is no how. Of course, just as I always say in my video, the opposition party definitely, because they also want that power. And that is why now we are going, guys, to watch that video I told you guys. A woman, a Jamaican woman who left Jamaica to the diaspora and came back to Jamaica, want to build herself, want to build her business in Jamaica, but now crying because of this government that some people think that is the best for them in Jamaica. This woman is crying for how she has lost, and now she came back doing her business during the JLP, and she could see the difference. And she said with her own full chest that if the PNP are coming back into power in Jamaica, she is going to leave. I know some people will say, oh no, let her leave. It is not about let her leave. It is about doing the right thing. I'm not here to support any party. I'm here to support the right thing. And that is what I'm doing. You understand how the thing goes? So let's go listen. Let's listen to that, our sister. And then we'll come back and see what we want to say. And see if we'll call it a day. Like the video as I will always say.
Ready, set, go.
What you mean by you lose business under PNP? PNP no good government.
I'm an entrepreneur, and believe me, over the years I've tried several businesses, and every one of them suffer under the People's National Party. Several businesses, and once that party makes the economical decisions that they claim benefits the country, it does not benefit me as a business person. And I have lost at least 5 businesses under the People's National Party. However, I am here for the last 9 years. I have seen the most progress with my small business here in Jamaica under the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is it.
Is it that they tax the business people too much? Exactly what conditions do businesses face under PNP?
It's the taxes that are applied. And that is what is keeping me afloat right now. I'm not going to tell anybody that, yeah, I am making millions or anything like that, but I am keeping my head above the tides, which I cannot speak to that happening to me in the 90s.
By the way, were you one of them that was affected by FinSac as well? Or I'm sure you probably know people who actually went through that during the 90s as well.
I know people who were severely affected by FinSac and just had to leave Jamaica to go overseas and get a footing again, because I mean, it's not easy running a flourishing business and then all of a sudden you're on your foot walking and struggling to survive. And we know the economical challenges that we were faced with. Even if you make $1 million those days, it didn't value anything because you are just constantly paying off debts. And we lost a lot of the brains, the people who can really push our country forward. They had to choose to leave and go overseas and live, myself included. And I am back because of the Jamaica Labour Party. I will stay because of the Jamaica Labour Party. But if the People's National Party comes in with the same policies, the same plans, I am sorry, I am not staying.
And you're not, I'm sure you know other people who are echoing the
I
same
have teachers
sentiments.
who are telling me the same thing. I have other small business persons that are telling me the same thing. I can tell you that the creative industry struggled and suffered under the People's National Party. The plans and policies that are in place now for the creative industry, I am amazed. And you know, the person that you're talking to is one of the best creatives in Jamaica right now. Yes. And there are ideas that I could not get off the ground, that I am getting them off the ground now on the support that I get from the Jamaica Tourist Board and other entities.
We hear them talking about they're going to look out for the creative industry now, to the point where they're talking about they're going to put away $1 billion for bloggers and all of these things. They
targeted a particular demographic. We can't talk about social media persons when these individuals are not even trained to disseminate information.
It gives me like a crying feel.
So how are you going to take your funding and put behind people who give you informal information that is many times misconstrued? What about the persons who are trained in the industry to proper educate and entertain people? I do not hear any mention of us.
There we go. So it's just a way for them to pull in numbers and everything. But question to you. I take it that you've always supported the Labour Party, or at least you got on the train as soon as possible. But why is it that PNP, when it comes down to the optics and the messaging is so strong, while the Labour Party is generally more laid back?
I believe what is happening with the People's National Party is that people tend to think that they're more grassroots oriented. But to me, it's a policy that they claim they love the poor and they keep you poor. I don't understand that part of it. The Jamaica Labour Party, of course, they always have these big plans, and it takes some time to put into formation, and it takes a while for it to reach to all sectors of society. And it is the impatience of the people why they always end up voting out the Jamaica Labour Party. They don't give the party time for their policies and ideas to come to fruition.
Jamaica Labour Party workers are not fanatics. They don't believe in following blindly. The Jamaica Labour Party workers, they are very direct. I've always experienced this. Driving through a community and obviously a supporter, she will come out of our house and she will cuss me. She say, you see me road? You see me road? Me not the water. And then after she finished cuss me out, she hugged me up and said, me love you see? Me love. But that is the nature of the Jamaica Labour Party supporter. We don't really need an opposition because our supporters hold us to account. In fact, our supporters are our staunchest constructive critics.
And that has been what has been damaging the party over the years.
I love that answer. So going into this election
but
right now.
I can tell you as somebody who, yes.
So going into this election now,
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead with your
just
question.
saw Mark Gold in them
Yes.
over Northern Chilani. I reel off a bag of plans. Them a sing blood and fire comrades. Them a build a vibe. So it seems to me that at one point there was not much traction, but it seems them are gaining a lot of traction now. Look at the local government election. What are your views on that?
Let me tell you something, what I know about persons as somebody who has worked as a campaign manager 2 elections.
Wow.
The crowd don't mean a thing out on road there. It's a hustle mentality. It's a hustle mentality. And a person to turn up. I have seen it before. I have seen in Central Clarendon one man march through with the one party in his orange. And the next time I him that we see I come down the road in our green shirt.
So it's a hustle thing going on right now.
It's a hustle mentality. So I am never fooled by crowds.
Wow.
Let me tell you what counts in an election. It's numbers. The figures that you are able to go on the road and tally. And you know, say Miss Lou have 10 votes. And you know, say Mass Jones have 2 Pitney University. And you have to go send to them to vote election day. Them the people matter. The crowd don't matter.
So JLP is busy behind the scene working on these things, you believe so?
I'm severely disappointed with some of the information that I'm hearing coming out of certain constituencies.
Wow.
Some candidates are a little bit too laid back for my good, but I believe in time that the Labour Party will flush out those candidates because you see now, with the efforts of this government to carry Jamaica forward, with our Prime Minister now being elected as the new head of CARICOM, with Jamaica supposed to be the capital of the Caribbean, some people are not going to go with us. We are going to have to recruit bright magnets.
Some people can't go when it gets to that point.
Party forward.
So, but you see, we are looking good going into the election. You think we're going to gain more or less seats?
I feel it from especially the young people. Because listen, it is one thing to hear what a government is doing. It's two when you see what a government is doing. We are seeing the changes. We are seeing the international responses from different countries, from different organizations, and how impressed they are with how this Prime Minister navigated us through COVID until now.
And you think that will take us into the 3rd term?
It will, as long as we have sense.
As long as we have sense and people go to vote.
Vote for policies and changes, not promises.
Yeah, man. Green is life. Very, very interesting conversation. And to the channel, I got this conversation. Shout out to you. They call them, I think, the Steady Show. Kindly check on them and they bring a lot of conversation like this one. The Steady Show, according to what I see in their logo now. Now let us look at some points. You understand? Let's look at these very few points that I took from that that video. She said because of the JLP, because of the help they render, because of what they are doing in Jamaica, she came back to Jamaica and she's going to stay. But if the PNP, in one way or the other, wins and come back with their empty promises, she's going to leave. That is the point that I got there. And then there's another very, very important point that will answer that comment I read before. It says, she said, they claim to love the poor. They claim to love the poor people. At the same time, they are keeping these poor people to still remain poor. We see the example from the housing. You understand? Where they say that they are going to give the youth $500,000 for a deposit of their house. And that promise was for the youth. While the JLP, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, come and say, if you come now and say that, okay, you are promising the youth housing. You understand? You said you love the poor. Now you come to say that, oh, you are promising the youth. Only the youth. Now the JLP came and said, if you are promising the youth, what about the elderly? What about the disabled? What about the poor? What about those that have little income? You understand? I think the answer, that comment that person dropped it. We'll even look into that housing video. I was thinking my video is going to be long, but since we are talking about something about that today, we are going to look into that housing. Because you cannot promise only the youth. The youth, what about the people that have worked for ages according to the JLP? They have worked for ages, they are almost going to retirement and they don't have a home. Do you think about them? Those are the promises. Or when we say, okay, you claim that you love the poor, but your promise is for people that are capable. That means you don't love the poor. It's just empty promises. You see? Another point she make. She said because the guy interviewing her asked her, why is it that when it comes to things like the JLP are somehow laid back, while the PNP, you know, they come, oh, we have Muzungu, we have money and all that. You understand? But she said that it is the impatient of the people. Because if the people are patient, because the JLP, they have big, you know, they have big plans. But those big plans that they have, just the way I've told you people that you cannot, when you plan something, you cannot expect a country to change. Everything changes in 9 years. They have big plans for Jamaica. And these plans, they go one, and before all parishes will get these big plans that they have. It will take time, of course, but they start it from somewhere. If you listen to that conversation very well, that I love that woman. That is what she said. She said they start the plans, but it is the impatience of the people, because the people believe that when you enter power today, when you have entered today, the things that the other party supposed to would have done and settle it, they abandon it. You now, you come into power today. You have also your own plan for the country. Now these plans, you are not taking plans and you are planning these big plans because you want to really put this thing into practice, not only into promises. Now the people need to be patient for you. When you start from St. Andrew, it's going to take you time to go to St. Elizabeth. It's just an example I'm giving. So you have to finish this plan from one parish to the other. But the people, lack of patience will make them now to say, oh, this party is incompetent. They cannot lead us. Now you go and take another party that cares only about the people that are capable, like the people that already, the youth, for example, that are already working. And then they give them loan of 500,000. And then what about the poor and the housing problem that this Jamaican JLP are talking about? You can't promise people the housing, while at the same time, there are no housing to offer. There are no houses to offer, and that makes everything more difficult. I want us to listen to our Prime Minister, what he's saying about this housing issue. I just want us to wrap this topic. Let us listen to him. What is he saying about that? Like he's talking, you know, he's trying to defend himself from what the PNP come to tell us, how they want to provide homes and give 500K. But that is not the real problem. Let's listen to him. Like the video and share the video. Subscribe to the channel as we move ahead. Green must shine.
You cannot solve the problem if there is a shortage. So you could have promised to give everybody a $500,000 deposit on a house. If there is no house for them to buy, all you would have succeeded to do is to drive up the price of the house. What you have not heard is what is the policy to build more houses. The only place that you hear that policy is right here. The build more housing don't sound so sexy. But no matter what you promise to give in terms of reduction in mortgage, grants, free house, if the house is not there, you can't give it. What do you feel about a policy which says, if you are a young person, a grant of 500,000 towards a deposit on your home? That sounds good, but think about it. What about the person now who has been working for many years, 40 years old, don't own a house. What should we do for them? What should we do about the person who is 50 now, close to retirement? Shouldn't we do something for them as well? All right, so let me ask you a question. Would we be able to give all the young persons in the society, even if they are able to afford it? So you're going to have to put in place some kind of system to determine who should get it. Is that what you're going to do? What I'm saying is that there are policies that sound good, but in their implementation, what they do is to exacerbate, make worse inequalities that exist in the society. So you might feel, boy, this is in my favor. But what about the others? So what we as a government try to do, if you can't do it for all, then you have to do it for those people who everyone in the society agrees should get it. Otherwise, you would have reduced the welfare of everyone. So when we make policy, if we're going to make any change in policy, the policy must make at least one person better without making anyone else worse off. That is the hallmark of good policy. So when a politician comes to you with a policy that sounds good, you have to ask yourself, who will be better off, but will it make any other group worse off? So I want you to think about the housing proposals that are being put to you on the demand side of the equation. No matter what you do on the demand side, you cannot solve the problem if there is a shortage. So you could have promised to give everybody a $500,000 deposit on a house. If there is no house for them to buy, all you would have succeeded to do is to drive up the price of the house. What you have not heard is what is the policy to build more houses. The only place that you hear that policy is right here. The build more housing don't sound so sexy, but no matter what you promise to give in terms of reduction in mortgage, grants, free house, if the house is not there, you can't give it. So let's talk about building houses, which is the supply side of the equation. So you notice by government, we are doing on the demand side, and we are doing it in such a way to make people better and no one worse off. So let's examine what we are doing on the supply side. Today is a perfect example of our achievements on the supply side. 2,064 units will be added to the supply of housing. We can take some of that and give to young people, old people, disabled, persons with low income. You can do all kinds of things. In fact, if you solve the supply problem, then the demand side becomes less of a constraint. And that's what we have to focus on. We have to focus on building more houses that are affordable. That's what we have to do. So if you ask me, where should we focus resources? We should focus the resources on building the houses and making them more affordable.
You see, this one has solved the problem. You cannot promise people houses when there are no houses. And for some people that need explanation, maybe we don't understand too much, or we don't really understand well. Let us read what they put under that post, and then we see what they said. From Andrew Holness, he said, a grant of $500,000 towards a housing deposit may sound attractive. Of course, it's going to sound very, very attractive. But if there are no housing available to purchase, all it does is drive up prices, making housing even more unaffordable for everyone. Good policy must go beyond political appeal. It must address the root of the problem. Can you understand how the thing go? You promise people housing, you give them money, but at the same time, there are no housing available for them. Does it make sense? No. Because even giving them that money will make housing, or promising and no houses to buy is going to make everything more expensive and more difficult. Because there are no housing on ground. It is just empty promises. I like this thing very well. I'm not a Jamaican, but in fact, this politics is entering me small, is beginning to ginger my spirit. Do you understand? And he said, while financial support like grants and mortgage subsidize may help individuals in short terms, they do nothing to resolve the underlying shortage of housing stock. You have to think of the shortage of the housing. That's why the government has focused on the supply side of housing equation. We are building more homes. 2,064 new housing units are being added to the national stock. These are opportunities for young professionals, retirees, low income earners, and persons living with disability to access decent, affordable shelter. You see, if you don't have sense, if you don't know, you don't let politicians to just come and paragulate for you. You understand? You don't need to go to school to have capacity to think. Because somebody cannot come and tell you that, oh, we are giving 500 grand to the youth. Of course, what about the elderly? What about the disabled? You see, that is when the JLP have sense. It is not just about coming that, oh, I have money. Oh, Mark Goldin can do anything for Jamaica. Oh, he is competent. Oh, the other one is incompetent. You are competent in lies. You are competent in fake promises. You are competent in just deceiving people that don't really understand the deepness in this thing. Even me, I'm not deep into politics, but I'm trying to use my common sense. You know, common sense that God created me with it to try to understand, because it's true. You cannot promise people housing when there are no housing available. What does that one mean? It means nothing. And they went to say, let me see. Wait, where is my listing? It went to say, a sound housing policy must be rooted in equity and efficiency. It must ensure that at least one person is made better off without making anyone else worse off. This is the standard of good government. When policies are not carefully structured, they can unfortunately deepen inequalities even when they sound generous. Hey! We must also think about fairness. You understand? We must think about fairness. Should we offer grants only to the young? Are you understanding? Should we offer grants only to the youths while ignoring those who have worked hard for decades but still do not own a home? Hey! JLP, God bless you. Are you listening? Should we offer grants? Are we going to offer this grant only for the youth and neglect or forget the people who have worked for so many years to build Jamaica? The people who have worked hard with little income from the PNP, who now the JLP have come to increase the salary. Now they have been working for so little chicken change. And that money was not enough for them to build homes for them. Now they are being forgotten. Now they are focusing on the youth. You understand? Because they just want to deceive the youth and attract the youth to come and vote for them. This is politics. What about the people? You understand? What about the people that have worked hard, that have suffered and worked hard for Jamaica? Do you think about them? And now they are going into retirement without homes to call their own. Do you think about them? Do you forget about them? You understand? We meet growing demand. Wait, do you forget about them? So what the JLP is saying, you cannot just come and promise housing for the youth while you forget the elderly, disabled, and all that. And the evidence are there. For those people thinking that JLP or the Prime Minister is incompetent, I want you, after watching this video, because I know you are going to watch me, I want you to think twice. And I want you to go look into yourself. Because you cannot just come and be talking and speaking without evidence. Me, I go with evidence. I take things and I explain when I'm doing my video, because I don't want to come here and stand like a fool without nothing to show. So when you have the evidence that this is what the PNP have done in Jamaica, me, I will act, I will talk about it, because I said I don't hate anyone. I'm just talking based on what I see. So that is my video, guys, for today, and I pray that you guys subscribe to the channel and be part of the Black Beauty TV. We are going into the Caribbean deeply and deeply. I want to understand the politics very well. I'm not a politician, and I'm not planning to be one, but I'm just trying to understand in my little way how the things function. And people that, if you listen to me, we are not deep into politics, but we try to understand in our little capacity. We are not here to claim anything. If you know more than us, it is God that has blessed you with that. And God has also blessed us in our own little way of understanding things. Anyway, guys, we don't want to talk too much, but knows green is life. And life shall continue to live. You understand? Even if it diminishes today, tomorrow it will rise. That is the reality. And life is being given birth every blessed day. So thank you so much for supporting the Black Beauty TV. And we'll see again, maybe tomorrow in another video. God bless you guys. And thank you so much for your love and your nice comment. I love your comments so much, and I read every comment. I try my possible best to read all comments. Even if I don't try to reply the comment, but at least I give my heart, because you take your time to comment in my channel. And for that, I say thank you and God bless you guys. See you in another video. It's me, the real daughter of the soil and the CEO of my Carbon, my channel. Thank you and God bless you all. Bye-bye.